Hello my dudes and welcome back to the Nile. Last episode we got loads done. We got a supply ship built and a supply camp. We built our builder's hut to level 1 and we got the framework for what's going to be our town hall. But we've got loads to do if we're going to make this an amazing city. So let's jump in. So my dudes, the list of things to do is, it's almost endless. And it can be a challenge sometimes working out where to begin. The Nile style has all kinds of amazing decorations already in the pack, just like Shogun and Byzantine. So this episode I want to look at some of the things we're going to need to build to get infrastructure around the city. What do I mean by that? Well, I mean roads, and I mean retaining walls. So number one, we're going to try and build a road outside the supply camp, see what it looks like. Now the pack doesn't have any roads yet, but what it does have is avenues, and these are kind of the same thing. We're going to be building a lot of these. So it's really important that we go around, take a look at the buildings we have, and try and collect all the materials we're going to need going forwards to get things built. For example, it looks like dirt is a really common material for level 1 buildings, and we're stuck in the endless sands over here. Take a look. Oh my god, there's nothing but sand as far as the eye can see. So getting dirt could be a challenge for us. However, because we're in the latest version of All the Mods 10, there's loads of options for us to make our own dirt. But number one, let's try and plonk down an avenue and see what kind of materials that thing needs. So we'll go for a straight section. Here we go, spin it around, and this is a pretty cool looking road. These kinds of browns and creams are definitely what's going to fit quite well with the look of the city. So if we try and put this outside the front, like this, we can right click, and this is going to give us a really cool breakdown of all the things we're going to need to get all of our roads built. Okay, pretty cool. Well, we're going to build this here anyway, so we might as well get Milena on that. So yeah, she doesn't have any of the materials she needs. She does have a shovel though, so she can start digging out some of this sand. So let's take a look. The resource scroll now gives us a direct link to everything she needs to get going. So number one, we're going to need a way to get loads and loads of sandstone. I think, yeah, it's kind of obvious that the Nile style, the Egyptian buildings, are going to need loads and loads of sandstone to get them built. So what's the best way we can use to get loads of sandstone? Good question. Let's take a look. So sandstone, it comes in regular, it comes in chiseled, it comes in smooth, but it all begins by compacting 4 sand into 1 sandstone.
So to be honest, quite simply, we can just get a compacting upgrade in a barrel, throw 4 sand in there, and that's going to create a sandstone. I don't want to complicate things too much, so we'll go with that. Now, let's think about wood.
Oh, hang on a sec. Oh my god, that's redstone right there. Luckily enough, Oritech, I think, adds these weird little asteroids that land all over the world. They usually have things like gold, a bit of lapis, and a bit of redstone, so it looks like we don't even need to go underground for the redstone. That's pretty good, because redstone usually spawns very, very low. So if I can get away with just digging it up here, that's just a real bonus for us. We've got a genie in our lamp, and we still need to think about those 3 wishes we want from him that are going to make our lives easier. I'm going to give it a week, let you guys fill the comment section with your ideas for the best wishes. But it's really worth checking out these little asteroids because look at this. Some platinum. Oh, we can't get it, we need a diamond pickaxe. But there's all kinds of valuable ores. Look, oh my god, diamonds! Oh yes, these little asteroids are amazing. Yeah, diamonds, the real juice. It looks like we're also getting quests done. Now I've got a lot of quests I can turn in because it's all the mods, the latest version as well, which is pretty exciting. So pretty lucky, we've also got some emeralds from this asteroid. That's going to come in really handy for purchasing some of the things we need from the market, which we'll go into later. But yeah, got some redstone, 25. I think that should be enough to get this system completely built. Now also we've got to think about logistics. We've got all these machines and stuff. We're going to need some item pipes to get things through that. So if we go to pipes, I think just regular item pipes from the pipes mod is going to be okay. And again, that's just redstone, droppers, and iron. So we're good for that. So we need a way to grow jungle, mangrove, and acacia, and that's why it's even cooler that we're using the latest version of All the Mods 10, because guess what this mod pack has now? Oh my god, yes, the dream! Botany hopper pots are available. These are really cool little pots you can put plants in, and it'll endlessly grow the crop and put it in a chest for you. These have had a bit of a change, because you do need to power them with a hoe now. But one hoe will go quite far, so we're not too worried about that. Anyway, let's see if we can make one of these. This is going to be our way of getting wood in the early game. Now the design is very simple. You get some concrete. You can use concrete to make hopper pots. That's pretty cool. Which is just sand and gravel. Now, the rivers around here are full of gravel. Oh, it's nighttime. Better sleep before we lose all our dudes to monsters. But the rivers around here are full of gravel. There's almost, well, there's no dirt in the bottom of these, I don't think. So getting gravel is super easy. So we'll grab a bunch of this, and I think we can use concrete to make these hopper pots instead of terracotta. That's going to be so much easier because honestly, I don't know where we're going to find clay. Now to turn this concrete powder into, well, actual concrete, there's a really cool trick. It's obviously a block that obeys gravity, like you build it and it will fall. So you can go over here to the river, put down some concrete powder, and just climb up like this, make a big old stack of this. Also, this is pretty cool. It gives us a bit of a bird's eye view of the entire area around our colony. Man, yeah, there's loads of room. If we expand over here, oh man, look at all that free copper. There's loads and loads of room for us to make this a really grand, impressive city. And a village on the border that we can raid when we need some materials. But let's jump over and turn this into concrete. So yeah, you just come to the bottom, you dig the bottom block, and boom, the sand falls down, and you get more. Oh yeah, so simple, so easy. Now we need to find a pot. Now this is where things get tricky. We need bricks, and bricks are obviously where you can use brick dust, which is, I guess, ground up bricks. But a much simpler way of doing it is obviously by using clay. Now, getting clay could be tricky for us. Honestly, it's going to be very tricky. I'm not entirely sure where we're going to find this. Oh, hey, look at this. Our old friend, the millstone, looks like you can grind dripstone into clay or clay blocks into clay. Okay, that's not really going to work. Oh, but with create, you can also wash sand into clay. 25% chance of that happening. That might be what we need to do. Oh man, but it's already getting very complicated. Are there any other ways? But since we only need pots, honestly, a village is usually filled with plant pots that have plants in them. So while we're here, we'll see what we see. There's a nice cool hat there. We'll take that. We can come back to this village and get the rest of the loot later. So we're not worried about completely clearing this place out. What we're looking for, though, is plant pots. And, in fact, over here, oh yeah, just the one. We found some kitty slippers. Very cool. We'll take the bread. Leave the cactus, because it's definitely not rare on this world. Ooh. Oh, look at this. Another plant pot. Fantastic. All we really need are 3 plant pots, and we've already got 6. So yeah, that's going to get us all the botany hopper pots we need. We can worry about clay later on. It's not essential. So let's go home and get this going. So let's get to it. Number 1, we need some big old chests. Now we're going to go for barrels because I do like a good barrel. 4, 5, 6. Next up, we're going to use some of that redstone we grabbed earlier to make 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 redstone torches. Combine these with the barrels and you make the regular barrel from Minecraft into a modded one. And then again, we can surround these spruce barrels with some of this lovely, lovely iron. And that's going to make these barrels much, much bigger. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We'll go with 5 for now because I want to save this iron. We're running pretty low. And then we'll put some of these on the outside because we don't want to worry too much about clogging up the inside of our camp. So 1, 2, 3. And now let's build the hopper pots. So we're going to use red concrete in like a bit of like a 5 shape, like that. Pots in the middle, and we get the red concrete pots. 3 of these are all we need to get going. We'll worry about the rest later on. And yeah, what we need to do now is turn these into hopper pots. So we're going to need some hoppers, which means we're going to need some chests. Oh man, there's a lot to do. There's 2. Not too worried about using up all this wood because this system that we're building is going to get us even more wood. So we combine the chests with a little bit of iron. We've only got 2 for now, but iron is on farm, so we're not too worried about that. Combine some hoppers with some botany pots, and we get the red concrete hopper botany pot. Amazing! All we need to do now is get our magical iron chests, put these on top, and it should automatically filter any plants we grow down into these barrels below. Amazing! All we need is a little bit of dirt, so we'll take 2, 1 for each pot, and a hoe. Now again, we're going to borrow some iron. Oh man, we're really running low on iron. Well, we can make 1 hoe. That should be enough to get going. There is the wood. There is the iron. There is the hoe. We'll put this into the hopper pot. Just like that. In with the coarse dirt, then in with a jungle sapling. And... oh yeah, it's difficult to see, but if we zoom, that is definitely growing. Amazing! So, suddenly, jungle saplings on farm. Next up, we're going to do the same thing with the acacia. We don't have a hoe yet, but as you can see, the system kind of works. It looks like the tree will grow, but I don't think it's going to harvest until we put a hoe in there. But that's wood on the go. We're kind of getting distracted though. What we were focusing on is the main core things this episode. So the next things on our list, right, so we've got sand sorted. All of these are in the bag. It's going to be diorite and polished granite. Now, if you guys have been following along with my series and know all the mods 10 pretty well, you're going to know that there are some machines that make this really simple. It's the Zycraft machines. Yeah, Zycraft. One of the weird mods that you never really look at until people tell you about how good it is. And once you know, it's like, oh my god, how have I never not done this before? So we're going to need to make extractors. You can use extractors to make all kinds of really cool substances. You can make amethyst from just 1 block of budding. You can make an infinite source of andesite if you put 1 andesite beneath it and add some lava and some water. It's a really good renewable way of getting all kinds of stone, and andesite is going to come in really handy for us if we do any more create. So what we're going to need to do is make an extractor. These are not the easiest of things to make. And we have a bit of a shopping list of things we're going to need. Aluminium for 1, pointed dripstone, pistons, kivy, which is actually quite common, and an item or fluid port, which is just again aluminium in a bucket. So the big things we need are dripstone, aluminium, and kivy. Let's go and see if we can find these things. So our mission is simple, kivy. Now we're also going to use the diamonds we got earlier. We got loads of diamonds, a very good find indeed. We're going to use those to make ourselves a diamond pickaxe. Can be seen as a bit of a waste, but I think diamonds are pretty common. So we could need this for some of the ores we're looking for. It's worth grabbing one all the same. Keep the rest of these diamonds secure over here, nice and precious. Let's go and find some kivy, some aluminium, and some dripstone. So kivy is quite easy to find. If you go deep enough into caves, you're looking for very, very, very black ore. This could be it. Yep, kivy, perfect. We'll grab ourselves a bunch of this. We shouldn't need too much, I reckon a couple of stacks. is going to do the job. Yeah, 2. You know what? Let's call it 3, just in case. Better safe than sorry. Next up, we need aluminium. Now that could be a bit trickier. So aluminium ore, we're looking for the bright whites. Oh, this has got to be it. Yeah, there we go. Aluminium ore. And it looks like we found quite the haul. This should see us for quite some time. If we grind this up into dust, get double. Oh, what's this? Nice little booty. Let's go and raid some of these chests. Could be a mimic. Let's be careful. Is it a mimic? No, it's not a mimic. A holy locket. Whoa, grants the wearer the ability to turn enemies' healing against them. That's pretty cool. I'll take that. Oh man, and look at this. 4 diamonds, bunch of iron and copper. Oh, feathers. Yes, really good stuff. Go through these about. Oh my god, another holy locket. Guess these aren't that rare. But it's always worth grabbing up all this stuff because you never know when it's going to come in handy. Bit of fish, a gem we'll leave, a cross necklace. Envelops the relic bearer in a protective aura. Temporary invulnerability after each hit. Whoa! That's really good, really good. And we'll take the smoker and the cartography table because, again, these are often used in various mine colonies buildings. Let's get home. Wait, no, there's one more thing we need. Dripstone. Now, to find dripstone, we'll need dripstone caves. I'm not sure we're going to find one of those. We can use nature's compass to find dripstone caves if we really want to. But that could be tricky to craft, and we might have to go pretty far away to find these caves. Maybe there is a better way of getting dripstone. We can use mystical agriculture for this. We can crush dripstone blocks. That's not very helpful. We can obviously use Zycraft, but we need dripstone to make these things. So bish bash bosh, a nature's compass. So here is the moment of truth. We'll have a sleep, and then we'll look for dripstone. So we're looking for dripstone caves. Search for dripstone caves. Okay. Not found. Oh no. So this, I think, is the problem that occurs when you only have one biome. Dripstone caves are rare, and there is not a single biome within 10,000. Now we could go to the far corners of the earth if we really want to, but I don't think we're going to find dripstone caves anywhere. Ugh! So we've got to find another way to get dripstone. Another way, dripstone. Now don't worry, my dudes, not all is lost. There is a way to get dripstone, but there's only one way, and the only one way is stone essence and water essence, which means we've got to grow some stone seeds. They're tier 1 from mystical agriculture, which is the first tier. Very simple. We've also got to grow some water seeds. They're tier elemental. Now both of these are pretty easy to make. Some water agglomeratio, which is clay, gravel, dirt, and water bucket. Again, clay, but I think we can get some clay. We'll find a way. But it's really cool. Honestly, having just a desert to work with really does force you to think outside the box. And All the Mods 10 always gives you a way to achieve what you want. But this is all pretty complicated and stuff we can get into. So I think we're going to put the Zycraft machines on hold, but we know a direction now. We got some really good loot. We learned a thing or two. We got some botany pots set up. So let's take a look at the town hall now and see what we need to build this. Now, as always, if you guys at home want to become members of our City in the Sands, if you want to add your names to the list of names that can appear on our colonists, like Lisha the Stinky, Patreon and YouTube members can find the channel on Discord where you can submit names to be in the list, and there's a chance you'll appear in the colony. So build options for the town hall. Here we go. Bamboo slabs shouldn't be an issue because we do have some bamboo. Smooth sandstone is just sandstone cooked, and cut sandstone just uses the architect's cutter. We've got jungle trees on farm, so we can get the stairs. We also need 1,200 dirt. Okay. Other than that, it's pretty simple. mud bricks as well. So that's the last thing on our list. We know we're going to get the Zycraft machine, so we're going to get dripstone. We've got the botany hopper pots underway, and we're compacting sand. But yeah, mud bricks could be quite tricky. It's packed mud into mud bricks, and you can get mud from... Well, how do we get mud? Oh my god, what do you know? So we can get mud by using Zycraft. Okay, that's a way of doing it. So it looks like these Zycraft machines are essential. We need them to get everything, and once we do have them, well, we're going to have everything. So let's get going. Mystical agriculture, let's speedrun this. Number one, we've got to go digging for some prosperity shards and some inferium. Luckily, inferium is all over, so getting loads of this won't be a problem. And prosperity shards aren't too rare either. They're very bright, but I can probably see some from here. We'll go down deep into the caves and grab some. And here we go. Yeah, here is some prosperity shards. We've had to come quite low, but this stuff is not that uncommon at all. Bit of zinc, might need that. Let's go and grab some more prosperity shards and then get home. Now, going down mystical agriculture is going to take a long time. We're going to have to wait for a lot of crops to grow. From this hopper pot, we should probably set up some more pots as well. Rather than wait for all this, because so far this has been a very technical episode, full of failures, but it's been a learning experience, and that's what Minecraft is really all about. Let's get on to building something. So the town hall is a pretty important build, but we're waiting on Zycraft to get all the dirt we need, and to get Zycraft, we need to wait for mystical agriculture to get the dripstone. So maybe there's something else we can build. Well, what about a tavern? Our dudes need somewhere to live. Let's go and see what the tavern looks like and what it costs to build. It needs a tavern block, whoopsie daisy, but we can get an idea for what this thing needs materials-wise. Now at level 1, this is still pretty big. Okay. It's going to need a lot of dirt because I see a lot of paths. It needs a lot of mud and mud bricks. And again, mud bricks is something that's a bit outside our wheelhouse. So yeah, the tavern's a bit big. That might have to wait. But there is something else pretty important. In storage, it's a warehouse. Now, this is, oh my god, this is much more simple. There are mud bricks, I believe, required for this at level 1, but it's certainly something I think we can get started with. I think it's pretty important to make sure your warehouse is close to your builder's hut. So what we're going to do is we're going to slot this somewhere behind the builder's hut. So yeah, you know what? I think this is a pretty good spot. The builder will need to do some digging, and we're going to have to gather some materials. Let's remember where it puts the block. Right here. Tick the box, and let's take a look. So build options. Right, smooth sandstone, easy, easy. 900 dirt? Oh my god, that's so much dirt! Couriers, mud bricks, only 30 mud bricks, but you know what? The amount of dirt required for this build is going to be an issue. Now this series is 100% legit, which means there's no way we're just spawning stuff in to build this, no way! And that's why we're going to have to end this episode here. But what I'm going to do is get all of the mystical agriculture set up so we have all the machines in place next episode to get us the basic materials for level 1. Level 2, 3, 4, and 5, they're a different question, because that's going to need some crazy stuff. But I think most certainly, most definitely, we'll be able to get these first few buildings to level 1. Maybe the tavern, definitely the town hall, and definitely the warehouse. So my dudes, a massive thank you for watching this episode of the Nile. We faced a lot of defeat because this really was a learning episode and a planning episode. We understand where we have to go with machines, we got a few set up, but yeah, I want to make sure we get the first core buildings down and we have the materials we need to get everything to level 1 pretty quickly. That's going to need Zycraft machines to get us mud, to get us a bunch of stone, granite, diorite. We got sandstone set up, and maybe a machine to make stone bricks as well. That could come in handy. So I'll take care of that, get my mystical agriculture crops grown, and I'll catch you next episode where we're going to be able to launch into building our first buildings. But until then, thank you for watching, and take care.
Well, Danselfrenius. You have a lot to answer for.
Creeptorius. Where are we? I thought the Academy was destroyed when the Soul Gem fractured.
It was not. The energy was contained. But your actions were still a betrayal. You let the subject escape and, well, this whole story seems long and complicated. And the Council would like you to explain to them the entire series of events. And that is why there will be a trial to find the truth.
My actions were for the good of all, and I look forward to explaining to everybody this entire story. By the way, what's that guy opposite me in for?
Oh, him? He chopped down a tree but left the top half floating. He's to be executed in a few weeks.
Harsh, but fair.
This one was spreading blasphemy in the town square. He came peacefully. The forced prisoner is not of your concern. Think on your actions, Danselfrenius. I look forward to you clearing everything up for us. Farewell.